Before we get too far into the video, I just want to thank the EA Game Changer program for allowing me to participate in this event. What is going on, everybody? It's your boy GoingVolt, and I'm back in some Madden 19 exclusive footage. Today for you, we have some MUT Squads gameplay. This is a 3v3, obviously, against 3 other players. So my team, as offensive coordinator, we have RBT. You guys all know him. And at defensive coordinator, we have reigning Madden champion, young Drini. And of course, your boy GoingVolt is the head coach of the year. On the other team, we have QJB, Bangle Designs, and Sports Gamers Online. So for this video, I'm just showing the first half of a MUT Squads game. The second half, we were just kind of messing around and testing different features. It wasn't that serious, but I figured for the first half, I'd like to talk about some of my views on the gameplay so far this year. Now, keep in mind, in MUT Squads, the gameplay is a little bit different than 1v1 head-to-head. It seems to be a little more fluky, zones break down easy, but that's always been the case when there's 3 users on the field rather than 1. You have a lot less CPU control and stuff like that, so just bear with me on that. As you can already see, the zones are breaking down from the long touchdown to Zach Ertz on the first or second play of the game. But yeah, like I said, I'd like to talk about my favorite parts of the gameplay, some concerns I have. Like I said, this is the first build. There's going to be updates as we go, like there is in any game. So some of the stuff I'm talking about you might see on the screen during the game, some you might not, and some of it you might have experienced if you were part of that closed beta that just ended a few weeks ago. So first I'm going to talk about my favorite parts of the gameplay, the things I think were improved the most from Madden 18 compared to 19. And the first thing I noticed right away from playing this is the amount of animations they added to the game. Now, obviously, some of these are catching animations, as you saw a couple of plays ago, Zach Ertz going for the diving touchdown on the out route, but most of them are hit, stick, and tackle animations. I'm not sure if any have happened so far in the screen, but when they'll happen, you'll notice them. They're way more intense, and they look a lot more real without causing too many fumbles like there were last year. And like I said, speaking of fumbles, I kind of just said it, but the fumbles are toned down a lot this year compared to last year. Last year, you could just kind of hit stick. You could strip the ball, and they'd fumble it. I feel like at least half the time, and that's totally gone this year. It feels a lot less fluky, and when fumbles happen, it feels like they're actually deserved, which I like a lot. Next, we have running. I have my positives and negatives with running, and I think running this year is going to be a big concern for everybody. And I think people are either going to love it or hate it. And I think that's because running last year was so easy that it kind of ruined people's perceptions of what running is supposed to be like in Madden. Last year, anybody could pick up basically any running back in MUT or any running back in reg teams, and you could just pitch or inside zone and juke and spin, and the whole defense would collapse, and it was way too easy. There was basically no skill gap because, like I said, anybody could just pick up a controller and be decently successful at it. This year, it's not like that at all. There's definitely a skill gap. It's a lot harder, but I don't think it's too hard. I think they're definitely going to have to adjust it throughout the year to see what the meta's like, but all in all, running's a lot harder, and I think it should be. For example, if you're in the backfield and you're immediately holding right trigger to sprint as soon as you get the ball, you're going to get stuck behind the line, or you're going to get stuck going in one forward motion, and it's going to be a lot harder to make cuts and change direction, rather than just being able to hold sprint and run wherever you can forever. And on the flip side of that, passing. I think passing is going to be the move this year just because running is a little difficult, but I think Madden has always wanted to work its way towards a pass-first game mode, which it just simply wasn't in Madden 18. Now on defense, my favorite parts of defense gameplay-wise that have been updated, it doesn't seem like CPU-controlled defensive back have eyes in the back of their head like they did last year, where you would throw it behind them and they would automatically jump when they didn't even know where the ball was going to be placed. Now, I'm not going to tie my name to that because that could change in the future, but from everything I've seen, that happens a lot less this year. If you beat the zone, it seems like you win pretty much every time, as you should. Again, with running, I think running's harder, but I think in the red zone and goal line situations, they might have made it too hard. Even with new controls like push the pile, I was finding it basically impossible to get into the end zone from the 2 or 3 yards out because it was just hard to be able to get through without the block sheds getting off instantly. Block sheds also come off on the defensive ends a lot faster this year, especially with a mobile quarterback, as you could see throughout this gameplay with Steve Young. Kind of every time he rolls out, it seems like the defensive line breaks off of it and gets the sack pretty quickly. So I don't know if that's just a MUT Squads thing or if that's going to be tuned more this year, but that's something to keep an eye on. And finally, I think my biggest gripe with Madden 19 throughout the beta and playing this early release, it just seems like wide receiver control is kind of lacking. For example, if you think the wide receiver's at 100% stamina and the defensive back's at 100% stamina, I feel like as soon as the wide receiver catches the ball, it drops to about 80%. And a lot of the time, they're going to get caught from behind, or they're going to just slow down in general and maybe not have a breakaway like they should, which is kind of disappointing to see. If you have the step on the defender, I don't really like that you can kind of just slow down immediately, especially when it's not your fault. So I guess we'll see what happens throughout the year with different updates and patches and stuff like that, but that's probably the biggest thing I'm going to keep my eye on. And sorry again, this was only the first half. Like I said, the second half wasn't very serious gameplay wise. We were doing a lot of fake punts, running the same play over and over just to see what we could do. Comment down below your thoughts on gameplay if you had the chance to play the beta, or just from what you've seen in YouTube videos so far. Maybe just some things you've noticed and some things you'd like to see implemented in future patches. And also guys, just let me know if you're excited for Madden 19. I know this gameplay was kind of quick like I said, but I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you could see some of the points I was making in the gameplay. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more from me throughout the year and throughout the Madden season, make sure you like, subscribe, and comment down below any ideas you'd like to see for future videos. Until next time guys, it's been Volt, and I'll catch you on the sticks. Later.